right, so we're going to do a reflection, and it's called I Used to Think, and Now I Think. And it's a great reflection to see shifts in thinking, right? It's a great formative assessment. I use it with kids and adults.
Leave your things on the table.
So I want you to think about, I used to think and now I think. And it could be, I used to think about leading PBL at my site, now I think. I used to think about project-based learning, now I think. Whatever it might be. So I want to give you a minute, and then we're going to pass the mics. Come on in. Why are circles so powerful? You can see everyone, and there's no leader, right? No leader. So I love to circle up. Okay, we need to make a little room for these folks. Come on in. Not everyone has to share, only if you want to. So I used to think, and now I think, and we'll pass the mic.
Two things. I used to think that project-based learning is a dessert, but now I learned that it's a recipe, main recipe. Second thing.
Yes.
Second one was I used to think that essential question is a kind of guided questions, but now I learned from ma'am that it is actually the bigger idea that you want them to dig deep into to understand that.
Yeah, great, thank you. Yes.
So we used to think that project-based learning is only for the higher grades, like 9th or 10th or even, but while we did our blueprint and sketch, we realized it can be also done with the early years children if you guide it properly and if you follow the goal standards well, and it can be doable in early years classrooms as well.
Thank you. Remind me, because I want to share a book that my colleagues wrote about PBL in early childhood, and a website that you can join.
So ma'am, if we are going to develop the skill of critical thinking and analyzing in the younger age only with the students, and I think that is going to help them in the higher grades also with these kind of projects.
Nice.
So ma'am, for project-based learning, I used to think that we have to focus on the result. But now I've learned that we have to focus on the process as well. That is more important.
Thank you.
I used to think that it's very difficult to integrate various subjects into it. And when I sat down to plan, we have put languages, then physical education, and the list was going on. We were falling short of space. So it is really easier to integrate subjects, that too meaningfully. We were not doing it forcefully. So it is having a purpose.
Great.
So before I used to think that reflection is important, but now I realize how important it is. And I think we need to spend more time in our reflections because it's always kept for the last few minutes of the class. Now I know that that's not how it should be done.
Great.
Adding to what she just said right now, definitely reflection is very important, and it is a very, very significant tool for PBL that has been given to us. And second thing what I want to say here, I always thought if I have age-appropriate rubrics for PBL for my children, half the battle is won. But after this, I realized, no, that's not the only thing. There are far more significant components which are there, which when I went through, I could not complete the entire book last night, but then 50% I have read. It's a very, very significant book and a great eye-opener for all of us. Thank you. And a request. We've been given only one copy. Can we get at least 2 to 3 copies?
That's not a me request.
All right. I think this should go to Vishnu, right?
We will have Angie address that one.
Or can it be bought online or something like that? There's a QR code or something like that. It could be shared with us. That would be really very beneficial. I would like to have one in my library also. Thank you so much.
I used to think PBL is only for students, but I think through the process of doing this, I realized this was PBL for us, and this is something we can sort of facilitate for our teachers to get them to plan effectively, and their outcome would be the PBL plan for their kids. So, yeah.
This is awesome.
And I would like to add one thing. While working in a group, democratic setup. That actually creates a different space in our mind because we have to listen to all. So that also a good thing that I have learned in PBL. Thank you, ma'am.
Great, thank you.
I feel PBL is a game changer for the country. It will be definitely a big game changer if it is introduced in all the schools across the country. That will be very beneficial.
So I'll add on to Sir.
That's why we're here, to revolutionize the education system, right? We're going to get radical. I'm teasing.
So I'll just add on to how he spoke about there being democracy keeping in the... So when I was moving around, the beautiful part was how beautifully you were agreeing to disagree. And that was something usually we end up with an argument, but it was very beautifully being done. Okay, this is not, and the reason was given. That why it is working, why it's not working. That was beautiful to see.
I just want to add on, usually we always think the end product is very important. But now my thinking is a little bit changed, that a process of getting that end product is equally important.
Absolutely, thank you. I want to go back to what you said, I believe, talking about how we were put in a project. Did that come from you or you? I just want to honor whoever. Okay. That we were put into a project and we're experiencing PBL. For those of you who are going back to launch PBL, think about doing that very same thing. And you can really unpack, you know, what does it mean to collaborate? How do you do on collaboration? What are you thinking about? How about your driving question or essential question? Did you get some feedback? What about critique and revision? We're going to be asking our students to do the same thing. So really put them into a critique protocol, you know, and have them get feedback from their colleagues. I believe that every project should go through a tuning protocol and a revision cycle before a teacher implements it, just to have another set of eyes on it, and then there'll still be some changes. Any other, I used to think and now I think, we're in, there we go.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I came to know that PBL is also a process-based learning. How we can process? If our processing is quality, then the product will be quality. And also, this reflection is the constructive business. That construction of new theorem and the process will be continued. I think that. Thank you.
I somehow feel that the teachers have to have more of this kind of project base first amongst themselves and not just actualize it in the classroom. So I think maybe all the subject heads, they can take up some projects, maybe term-wise we can have 2, and term after the term, again another 2. So maybe in a year, 4 projects, if the teachers engage themselves into, they would have the clarity of thought how to actualize in the classroom with the students.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And you can do it with parents. Because
parents?
sometimes you're going to get your biggest pushback from
Yes.
parents because everyone has an experience in school and they're going, that's not how we learned. What the heck are you doing?
Yes. We can do it on the orientation day when the parents come.
Perfect.
So we get them, give them a feel of how orientation, PBL is actually done in the classrooms. I think that
Nice.
would be interesting, and they would appreciate the learning process of the students.
Right, and then inviting them for an exhibition so that their kids can show what they know, right? And the work that they did.
There could be many parents who would also be a good resource later.
Yes.
I have a question. Okay. Yeah. So to bring PBL into teaching as a part of a journey, like everybody was saying, process, what you suggest? Should it be, like when we have to teach curriculum, there is a standard curriculum that we have to teach in the school. For example, let's say IB teachers, we have to teach 4 units in a year or 6 units in a year. What you as an expert suggest that should we make this project as a part of our, what we are teaching, the curriculum, and go ahead with it? Or second thing can be, should it be particularly one unit is only and only about PBL where the kids are learning? Or a third option can be that, that we should wait for them to understand it, and then we should go ahead, like as ma'am said, first expertise have to work on, and then we should think over that we should reach to their level. So what you suggest, so because we all want to do it, but how to bring it to our curriculum level and bring it to our school is something that since yesterday I am thinking about. So that's where I want your support.
So I think you need to support them in what project-based learning is and come up with a way that they're going to design their projects. PBL Works has a planning guide. You can create your own. I have a lot of schools that create their own, even kind of built off of the project sketch. And so, but if they're wanting to go, let them play with it. I mean, the whole idea is we fail forward. So think about when you're doing your action plan tomorrow, think about how you're going to prepare your teachers for project-based learning. What is that going to look like? Is it we're going to go through a project and we're going to assess and evaluate how it felt as a learner? So we'll have an opportunity to think about a strategy for getting our teachers on board.
Yeah. So that's the first step. As and when our teachers are ready, then the next step, that is very important because the teachers have to be ready for that before they should implement it. The second step, the question is that should it be an exclusively unit where they are learning about project-based, because we have to dig deep into and we don't want academics to suffer somewhere. Like, or the second can be that should it be part of each and every unit, but they are learning through the journey. So what you suggested, because digging deep is something which is very important and we don't want academics to suffer.
So
the time is something.
So typically when schools get started, they want to have teachers do 2 projects a year. So they would pick the unit that really lends itself to a project. Asking them to do more than that as they get started is too much. Some only do 1 project, but the thing is, if you do a project and then you don't do it for another year, the kids are going to forget about project-based learning. And you're going to have to reteach them collaboration. So think about a dimmer switch approach. So they do 2 projects that have all those elements in there, and then their next project is what we call a dimmer switch. So they're going to just really brighten authenticity and the community product. So you can build it in that way, but you never want to fully turn off PBL because the kids will forget, we'll forget, and we won't get to it. That is totally up to you. I like to... Okay, good, great.
It can be intracurricular. So is there any expertise coming and teaching, or is it the teacher?
Did you say block periods? So I'm going to just interject and then turn it over to Angie.
Yeah.
I want you to be thinking about the structures you're going to want to put in place to support PBL. And I want you to ask yourself the question, does my structure support what I believe in teaching and learning or project-based learning? Because we're going to have to shift some structures.
I just want to bring in a new point to what you're saying. Your question is very structure connected. How do we do it? You know, do we do 1 unit? Do we do 2 units? I think people have answered from their experience. But I want to share what I have experienced while working with teachers, while working with schools. When you do projects with them, so we have, let's say, 5 teachers who are involved in one particular project, and then they are teaching their own academic disciplines separately also. What ends up happening is the skills that the teacher builds over here get transferred to everything. Yeah? Because it's the same person, you're building the person. So you build the person and you make sure that everything in your school gets impacted, right? So I think that's what you want to focus on, that even if you take on 1 project a year, then can you do it like really well with your teachers collaborating a lot, not just 1 teacher working on 1 project, but a group of teachers working on a project, so that they really come together exercise a lot of academic rigor, and slowly you will see that transferring to everything that they're teaching. So, yeah, I think that's what.
If I may add also from our experience, even we started PBL back in 2020, and something that we noticed, because you said that we don't want academics to suffer, what we noticed students saying is that if they did not get the chance to do PBL the next year, that was their academic suffering actually, because they really missed out on doing something which was real world, meaningful, contextual, and immediately connected to a problem that they wanted to solve. So that's what led us to restructure every unit of learning, and it now starts with an essential question. All units of learning start with a driving question, and they all have an independent assessment. It's up to the students to decide while they read that essential question whether they want to create a group product at the end of it or not. But everyone arrives at that independent product for sure. So all our units are technically PBL units at our school.
I just want to appreciate you. You are very inquisitive, and that is the first thing is this. You have this power and believe in this power. I am inquisitive, and make the question you're asking with everyone, make as this is an inquiry question, and start a project on this, seeing your reality, seeing your context. I'm damn sure when we are meeting next time, you are ready for the presentation.
Thank you
Nice.
so much.
All right, I am going to close the circle. The wisdom's in the room. Reach out to people that you heard and ask them questions, because everyone structures it differently, and you just have to figure out what's going to work for your site, for your kids, for your teachers. So that was so inspirational for me. It really was, and this is why I love doing this work, because I feel selfish. I walk away knowing even more just by learning from my participants. So I just want to point out, you're never there on your PBL journey. I've been doing it for years. I'm not there. So always take the learner stance, be open to new ideas and new things. Thank you so much.